Yo! Check out this crazy interview of Michael Jackson's nephew telling what really happened, Michael. This is terrifying.
My uncle didn't die. He was murdered. I am a child of Neverland. I spent my whole life there. People forget that, my uncle wasn't the type person to say, oh, you have to be invited to. It was my uncle's house. My uncle was a family man. And most of the time when people were up there, he wasn't there. Let's not forget there was probably 100 people with cameras. Mm-hmm. So they're not just saying...
Right. Adults with cameras.
Yeah, so you have adults with cameras, you have family, you have mothers, children, and whenever he was there, it was for the public. Yeah. When he dies, whatever was owned by the company reverts back. Well, they showed Wade burning the pictures of Michael and doing all this stuff. So why does the weirdo keep a ring? And let's be real, like I said, Neverland was a toy for my uncle. You think my uncle's gonna buy some little ring? This is a man who, for us as children, closed down malls and let us have free random run of the mall. He didn't bother us. He looked at us and said, the mall's closed down. Y'all go get what the hell y'all want. Wow. Tell me the price at the end. He was never that type person. He was no funny dude. My uncle was a man.
If you like horror movies where people have to play a game in order to escape or survive, I have one for you, so let's talk about it. This one's called Don't Hang Up, and it's about two friends named Sam and Brady who are social media stars, and they make viral videos pranking people over the phone. It starts out with some simple pranks until one prank goes very wrong. They end up getting a call from an unknown number by a guy named Mr. Lee, and he insists that they do not hang up. They dismiss him at first until Mr. Lee lets them know that he knows their names, address, and personal intimate details of their life.
How did you even get this number?
You should know. I have a lot more than your phone number.
He also taunts them with text and video messages of their family in very compromising situations. Brady and Sam decide to go along with Mr. Lee's request in order to save themselves and their family. I love single location movies or movies where people are trapped and have to play a game in order to survive or to escape, and so this movie was my jam. This just goes to show that a simple prank could end badly and that we should really think about our actions before we do them. I saw someone say that this is like a low-budget version of Scream mixed with Unfriended, and I can totally see that. It will have you invested the entire time and just waiting to see who gets the upper hand at the end. If you've seen this one, let me know what you thought. If not, you can find this one for free on Tubi, and let me know if you check it out.
I don't ask for help often. I handle my own healing. When I do need someone, that's when you know it's bad. I've been let down 1,000 times before, and I always come back to the same realization. The only person I can trust is myself. Running away isn't always a bad thing. It grounds me and makes me stronger. Usually I'm ready to go back home, but this time I'm not so sure. Even though it's hard, I like being independent. It gets lonely, but I'm used to it. Maybe one day I'll find a balance between doing things alone and letting others in. But for now, I'll keep doing things my way. I keep getting stronger every time something tough happens. Even when things go wrong, I never give up. I'll always keep pushing ahead, because at the end of the day, I will always be with myself. Whether alone or lonely, it'll be me.
This man was a menace during the Civil War. Bob Evans, also known as the Hat Man, lived in the foothills of Kentucky during the 1800s. With no wife or kids, he lived alone as a farmer to make ends meet. In the year 1864, many battles took place near his farm, and many soldiers would trespass onto his property and destroy his crops while passing through. This angered Bob so much to the point that he decided to take matters into his own hands. One day, a group of soldiers led by their captain would walk onto the property despite a large no trespassing sign. When all of a sudden a pickaxe flying through the air would strike the captain, taking his life in an instant. The group of men would quickly run back to the entrance of the property, but it was too late. The Hat Man was already blocking the entrance, telling the men in a sinister tone, "Can't y'all read the sign? It says no trespassing." The group of men would never be seen again. As the months went by, many soldiers would go missing around the area of the farm. At this point, the Hat Man had become a legend, as he did not discriminate. Soldiers from both sides of the war fell victim to the Hat Man. By the time the war was over, it was speculated that around 200 people had perished on the property due to the Hat Man's persistence. The legend of the Hat Man was just that, a legend, until the year 2008 when archaeologists would visit the property. What they discovered not only confirmed that the legend was true, but that what took place was even more horrifying than what they could have even possibly imagined.
He was working on a haunted house when this is captured. A contractor by the name DJ was remodeling an old, allegedly haunted house. When he decides to stay by himself later in the day, it starts to get dark when suddenly he begins to hear someone walking towards him.
Pues siempre pasa cuando estoy aquí solo, estoy solo en esta casa. Completamente solo, siempre que estoy solo, hay algo raro en este pasillo. Yo no lo entiendo, se lo he dicho a muchas personas y no lo entiendo y decidí grabar un TikTok. Cuando yo trabajo en esta área de acá, siempre que trabajo se escuchan pasos. Entonces, cuando me meto acá, se escucha que alguien camina arriba. Y está pasando aquí arribita. Está pasando arribita. Y no hay nada.
DJ explains that him and the crew would often hear disembodied voices, but since the footsteps above him sounded so clear, he decides to investigate this small dark room upstairs.
Esta luz se prende acá. Acá hay una puerta que lleva... Uy, güey, no abre. Ahí está. A una máquina, un calentón. Y... por si decían que hay alguien viviendo acá. No creo. Y ahí, aquí hay una pared ya luego, pero hay una parte atrás también que está escondida. Esta casa tiene como que partes así muertas. Esto es normal en Estados Unidos, pero...
Only to find no one. The workers believe that due to the house being sold shortly after the owner's wife lost her life in the upstairs bedroom, some sort of entity now wanders the empty halls.
How many times can you fold a paper?
7.
Can you fold it 8 times? It's impossible, right?
Right.
And a piece of paper is about like 0.5 millimeters thick, right? And every time you fold it, you double the size of it, right?
Right.
So 20 pieces of paper, or it would be like 1 millimeter.
Okay.
Hypothetically, if you magically took a piece of paper and folded it 50 times, how tall do you think that piece of paper would stack?
I have no idea. It would touch the moon.
62 million miles high.
What?
2/3 of the way to the sun. Because every time you're doing it, you're doubling it. So, right?
Yeah.
So 2 times 2 times 2, 50 times, 62 million miles. 2/3 of the way to the sun. I learned that recently. I was like, that is crazy to me.
I don't know if that's true.
It's 100% true. It's literally simple math.
Listen, babe, the math adds up.
It's simple math, and I couldn't believe it.
You should go work for NASA. Guys, to get to the moon, we just have to fold a piece of paper this many times.
Yeah. I mean,
And they're like,
they're like,
"Why
wait
have
a
you
minute.
Never thought about that.
Have you heard about that plane from NASA that can go to New York to London in 90 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah, people like died, didn't they?
So these are the 5 most disgusting crimes committed by rock stars. Number 5, Vince Neil from Motley Crue. In 1984, Vince Neil was driving plastered and accidentally crashed his car into the drummer for the band Hanoi Rocks. Even though Vince Neil drove drunk and actually killed a man, he got off with just 20 days of prison. Number 4, Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols. In 1978, Sid Vicious woke up to find his then-girlfriend Nancy Spungen dead from a single stab wound. Even though his memory was shot from drugs, he still admitted that he did stab her, although he never intended to kill her. He was arrested on charges of murder, but managed to escape conviction by dying of a overdose. Number 3 is Dave Holland, the former drummer of Judas Priest. Dave Holland was actually convicted in 2004 for attempting to R-word a 17-year-old boy with learning disabilities. The boy was a student who Dave was teaching drum lessons to. He completely denied everything, but he still got 8 years in prison. Number 2, you all saw it coming, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. This one's pretty fucked up. In the 1970s, when Steven Tyler was in his late 20s, he entered into a relationship with a 16-year-old girl named Julia Holcomb, but that wasn't enough. He convinced the girl's mother to sign over guardianship to him, meaning that he adopted his lover, and once he had control of her, introduced her to drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Number 1 is absolutely putrid, but first, if you're enjoying this content, you like this kind of stuff, please just drop me a follow. It really helps me out. Thank you so much. The number 1 is Bill Wyman of the Rolling Stones. At age 47, Bill Wyman began a relationship with a 13-year-old girl. Her name was Mandy Smith, and in a memoir, he wrote, "She took my breath away. She was a woman at 13. But don't worry, it gets worse. Being the gentleman he was, he waited until she was 18 to marry her. But very shortly after, he abandoned the girl because she had health issues, likely because she was on birth control pills from the age of 13.
Creepy facts that will disturb you. More than 7,000 people die annually due to doctors' bad handwriting. In addition, preventable medication mistakes also injure more than 1.5 million Americans annually. In the 19th century, before medical professionals had the tools to discern comas or paralysis from death, the fear of being buried alive was very real. Patented safety coffins were invented so that mistakenly buried people could alert those above ground of their predicament. Before proper dentures were invented in the mid-1800s, dentures were crafted using teeth taken from the mouths of deceased soldiers. King Tut's parents were confirmed to be siblings. DNA from the mummified remains of Tut's mother revealed her to be both mother to Tut and sister of his father. Bill Skarsgård, who plays Pennywise in the 2017 version of It, was born in 1990, the same year the original It was released. Hiya, Georgie!
Never do that. If you come across this girl, you are in a very embarrassing situation. Something horrible happened to her. I strongly advise you to follow the rule I am about to tell you to be protected. But what could have happened to this person that was so awful? I'll tell you. But before that, know that I only protect my subscribers who have liked and commented their favorite sport in the comments. Moreover, if you press share and then on WhatsApp, the first person who appears wishes to harm you. Who is this person? This girl was filmed by someone while she was doing urbex. Yes, you know, the expeditions where you have to explore abandoned places. This girl's name is Marta, and she is not joking at all because if you come across her, she will want to hurt you. But unfortunately, I can't talk about that here. She is said to have been possessed by a spirit while trying to flee her parents' house as a child. This is one of the few videos we have of her because she runs away every time. But we still do not know her number of victims.
In this video, your dog saves you from a killer doll.
Oh, that's not good. Oh yeah, guard dog. Go check it out. See, we all need a dog in our lives. Dogs are so top tier. Oh, watch your paws, watch your paws. Don't want you to get hurt now. Don't lick the glass. What is wrong with you? Oh my God. Oh. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Oh, he's trying to get him. Yo. Oh, no. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody need a dog. Yeah, finish the kill. Yeah.
You want to hear a scary story? Please. Dyatlov Pass. In 1959, these 9 hikers from Russia went on a hiking expedition through this Siberian wilderness. Anytime they could, they would write a letter back home. And then one day, letters stopped coming in, so they went out there. When they came to the site, the tent had been cut open from the inside out. They went out and they're like, where are these people? They followed these foot tracks, and then they saw one dude on the ground who had 3rd-degree burn marks on his legs. Another dude that was up in a tree who had bitten off part of his hand that was also dressed as well. When they tested them, they had sparks of radiation on them. One of the people had both their eyes missing, and then one of the girls, I believe, had her tongue missing. One of the people that by the cave system, their head was completely crushed in.
What in the world was this? What did they say?
There's a lot of theories. One of the theories that was really creepy was there's like one of the last pictures that they took. Like in the back, you can see that on the tree line, there's this man-like figure that almost looks like a Bigfoot. Just like kind of like peering out of the trees like this.
Stop, Joshua. Hedgehogs. Packs of these verdant swine have been wandering affluent areas near Brentwood, California, named after their leafy coat and tendency to lie and wait inside of bushes. Hedgehogs are highly aggressive predators with an appetite for expensive clothing and jewelry. If one spots a hedgehog, immediately remove all designer and name brand articles from one's person. Calmly set them on the ground and back away slowly. Do not attempt to flee until the hedgehog begins to engorge itself on the opulent effects. Under no circumstance should one attempt to conceal high-value items when confronted by a hedgehog. Hedgehogs are highly sensitive to the scent of privilege and can easily sniff out a pair of Balenciaga socks or an under-the-sleeve Rolex. Officials attempting to slow the rate of wealthy dismemberments are urging the public to exercise caution when treating oneself. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places.
The government is not telling you about the Bell Witch Cave, a cavern where shadows move by themselves. In 2010, a skeptic visits the cave to debunk the myths, armed with a camera and a flashlight. Inside, his flashlight flickers erratically, despite new batteries. The cave's walls seem to pulse with an unseen heartbeat. He hears soft, mocking laughter echoing off the walls, capturing it on his camera. Deep within, he finds ancient carvings that seem to shift when not looked at directly, as a monstrous shadow looms, with red eyes glaring from the darkness, unlike any known creature. Escaping the cave, he tries find his way out through the darkness. There, right in front of him, a twisted figure standing silently, its eyes glowing ominously in the pitch black. No one knows what happened to him that night, only that he never came back. To uncover dark tales, follow AI Overlord 33.
The easiest horror movie characters to survive. Number 1, the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. Now, last time I checked, Buddy sleeps for 23 years. He wakes up on that 23rd spring all fresh and ready to go. Now, I'm just gonna make sure I am not in town at that time, and I won't have absolutely anything to worry about. It's genuinely that simple. Number 2, Chucky. Now, yes, Chucky's a doll inhabited by a man who was a serial unaliver back from the dead, imported himself into the doll, and is now trying to unalive people. But Buddy is literally this big. He is an actual child's doll. Yeah, he's kind of fast. Yeah, he's kind of strong. But I'm grown. I'm punting Chucky across the room, no question. You then have Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now, I just want to preface, I am talking about Pennywise from the movies. I am not talking novel or comic Pennywise. Everybody gets mad at me because I'm not talking about the multi-dimensional being of the comic version of Pennywise. I'm just talking movie Pennywise. Bro's just getting bullied. Like, I'm just gonna say some things that hurt his feelings and walk away. And for everyone saying, oh, he's gonna turn into your biggest fear. My biggest fear is being stranded in the middle of the ocean. Now, I don't think Pennywise in any movies has turned into the ocean, trapping me inside of it. It's just not gonna happen.
This is the best horror film from 2024 that absolutely nobody is talking about. I'm Chuck. I'd love to be your movie guy. Hit the like button, give me a follow, and listen, if you liked Hereditary, Midsommar, The Witch, Lamb, all the weirdo A24 films, listen, Violet is for you. This movie is convoluted and ambiguous, and it takes place in this town with this very sick mother, and there's all these child disappearances going on in this town. And she becomes completely obsessed and thinks that something malevolent is going to happen and her daughter is going to get snatched up. This is one of the greatest depictions of grief and trauma put to film that I have seen in a very long time. And this film absolutely blew me away. It is a slow burn until the third act when everything comes completely unraveled, and it has an absolutely epic reveal. Although it is very ambiguous and left up to your interpretation. I have heard nobody talk about this film and why a studio like A24 wouldn't pick up something like this and distribute it blows my mind. I let the trailer run so you can get an idea. It has some of the best cinematography I've seen in a film in quite some time, and the score is absolutely haunting. This is a less is more type kind of film, and I absolutely fucking loved it. Run out, rent it, get it, watch it if you like these type of films, because Violet is an absolute fucking banger. Trust me on this one. Violet, banger. Absolutely loved it. Automatically in my top 3, if not my favorite of 2024. I'm Chuck. I'd love to be your movie guy.
In this video, you are chased by a creature that wants to steal your heart.
There you go. Very convenient flashlight. I wouldn't really go like all the way up, to be honest with you. Oh, no, I'm good. Ugh, what is that, a butthole on the wall? Bro. Ooh. Oh, nah.
Give me back my
Oh, nah. Ooh, is it chasing? Oh, it's chasing. Oh, it's chasing. He ain't making it.
Oh. Hybrid animals you won't believe exist. Dog plus cat. Copy. Lion plus tiger. Liger. Goat plus sheep. Geep. Jaguar plus lion. Jaglion. Polar bear plus grizzly bear. Roller bear.
Creepy facts that will disturb you. Cotard syndrome, also known as Walking Dead syndrome, is a condition wherein the patient believes that they're dead, dying, missing parts of their bodies, or don't even exist at all. Some people with Cotard syndrome may stop speaking or even eating since they believe that they're dead. Gelatin is made from decaying animal hides, boiling crushed bones, and the connective tissues of cattle and pigs, most of it from slaughterhouses. That's right, the marshmallow in your hot chocolate is melted animal bones. That's why traditional marshmallows aren't vegan or halal. Kagras syndrome is a mental delusion where you believe that the people closest to you have been replaced by imposters. The belief is so real that nothing can correct this illusion. You are 10 times more likely to get bitten by a New Yorker than a shark. The entire planet could be immediately destroyed by any one of a number of cosmic events that we have no way of seeing or stopping. These include things like rogue black holes and vacuum decay.
SCP-354, also known as the Red Pool, is classified as a Keter anomaly due to its dangerous and unpredictable nature. Containment procedures. SCP-354 is contained at Area 354, built specifically around it. The facility includes a 20-foot concrete wall reinforced with unspecified materials to enclose SCP-354. No personnel are allowed to approach SCP-354 unless approved by O5 Command for research purposes aimed at SCP-354's neutralization. Description: SCP-354 is a pool of red liquid located in northern Canada, resembling human blood but not biological. Entities of various forms periodically emerge from SCP-354, typically exhibiting extreme hostility and danger. History: SCP-354 was first discovered by survivors of a plane crash and later became an urban legend before Foundation intervention. Notable entities from SCP-354, SCP-354-1, a giant bat-like creature that destroyed Watch Station Epsilon 38, neutralized by Mobile Task Force. SCP-354-2, a bear-sized mammalian creature with spines, resistant to bullets but contained and neutralized with napalm. SCP-354-3, a black levitating sphere emitting deadly radiation, disabled and self-detonated after damage. SCP-354-4, a large humanoid reptile, escaped containment but was neutralized by Mobile Task Force Omega-7. SCP-354-5, data expunged. SCP-354-14, a large, multi-tentacled creature, retreated after taking damage.
In this video, you are attacked by a creature in your basement.
What's at my door? Bro, look at his hair. Oh, nah. Close that right back up. Look at your face. Kid, don't go down there. Do not go down there. Let's use our brains here, okay? He went down. All right. What is that? A butthole? Kid, if you know what's good for you, don't go in there. Oh my God. Nah, you're about to die, kid. You're about to die. Oh. Oh my.